up even more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna move on to our next guest of the day, Unnameable Horror. Go ahead and invite you to the channel to speak.
Okay.
I need to figure out this part. This part's kind of meh.
Oh, well, I've died. Let me see if I'm actually in there.
Unnameable?
Yeah. I'm here. No, I'm playing something in the background, so I died. So I was able to hit the button.
Awesome. Let me make sure I get you. This Discord thing is weird. I'm gonna have to figure out something else for this because it's being stupid and I don't like it. So we might have to figure out something for the next time we do this. But we'll make it work.
Yeah, well, I mean, it first time, so we'll figure it out.
Exactly. So welcome to Spud Talk, my friend.
Hello.
If you guys don't know, this is the Unnameable Horror. You've only been in PBS for
Not
a little under a year.
Yeah, not that long. I can't remember when I joined.
It hasn't been very long.
No, it definitely under a year. Yeah,
Big name in the Discord. Very interactive with the community
I try.
and all that good stuff. So let's get into the first question then. Can we figure stuff out? LOL. No.
No, absolutely not.
Off the seat of my pants.
Yeah, everything's gonna be a no comment answer anyway, so it'll be very quick.
Oh, cool.
I gotta keep that air of mystery.
Right, you have to. Can you share a bit about your journey into the world of streaming? What motivated you to start streaming?
Sure. I guess last February, I was browsing on Facebook and saw a link for the Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is a children's cancer treatment hospital, what have you, here in the UK. Moved to the UK 5 years ago, where they were saying they're doing a thing in February to stream and collect donations via the Facebook donation link. And I thought, why not? I can stream from my PlayStation. All I have to do is hit a button on the couch, and let's see if we can do something for good. When that finished, I enjoyed streaming and some of the people that I met, so I figured I would just keep at it.
That's awesome. That's a really cool way to start streaming. Charitable and all that good stuff. We love charitable streams. I try to dip into as many as I can. And yes, it is a great cause. You're right. So, second question. This is always a good one. How did you come up with your streaming name, and is there a story or inspiration behind it?
You're not the first person to ask, and I have no idea. I honestly do not remember how or why I came up with the name. The closest thing that I can think of is I was reading a lot of H.P. Lovecraft, or I was possibly getting ready to run Call of Cthulhu for my friends. I do a lot of TTRPGs as well, which, if you want to get real technical, the first time I ever did stream was a live stream of Dungeons and Dragons with a account called Streamrolled, which is defunct now because the game was put on basically permanent hiatus. And I think since I was also prepping the Call of Cthulhu game around the same time, I had that in my head, and the Unnameable Horror is one of Lovecraft's, or somebody who dabbles in the cosmic horrors creations. And I thought, that's a good name for just an account, not expecting the account to turn into anything. So now I'm streaming, and I mess everybody up when I raid their channels because they don't know how to pronounce me on a whim.
Oh, it took me forever to learn how to read your name and not slaughter it.
Yeah, it's fun for everybody.
It is. Odie wants to know what about the disguised as human name? You did just recently change that.
Disguised as Human is the name that I came up with for the PlayStation Network when I guess got a PlayStation 4 however many years ago. Which I think was also around the same time that I started talking to my wife because we were going to be playing Call of Duty together, and she told me not to pick a stupid name, so I picked a stupid name.
Of course, you have to. You get told not to, you have to. Okay, next question. How do you engage with your audience, and what strategies do you use to foster a positive and interactive community?
I try to read every comment that comes in the chat when they do come in, and if people are playing with like the blurbs or the tangy or whatever, the complete nonsense that I have in there, I do try to react accordingly, ask everybody how they're doing, go on about their day. I try to make when I'm conversing with the chat more about them. I don't know if I succeed in that all the time, but I do try.
I think you do a pretty good job. I've been
Like-
in a number of your streams. And
Yeah,
it's always a good time.
I mean, Rubber Ducky Knight ends up in my stream a lot, and I could probably tell you just based on how he enters the chat what kind of a day he is having and if he's at work or not.
Of course, Ducky's got a way about him. All right, number 4. How do you plan your streaming content, and what steps do you take to ensure a balance between entertaining your audience and staying true to your personal style?
I don't plan a whole lot. I think the most planning that I've done recently was what I did this weekend, which is still kind of came off the cuff when I did a whole bunch of things centered around milk. Because I found a whole bunch of things centered around milk, and I thought, you know, why the hell not? But
Yes, milk. Weird.
yeah, milk.
I didn't catch any of those streams I wanted to because one of the games that you played was milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk.
Yes, and then the sequel, Milk Outside a Bag of Milk Outside a Bag of Milk, which was a lot longer, much longer than I expected it to be. Both of those games were more about mental health and dealing with trauma and everything. So, you know, milk. The other three, the other three, Twitch had never even heard of before, so they were gems, diamonds in the rough. But that is the content that I want to do more of. I'm kind of elbowing into Odie's territory. I want to just do the weird stuff that not many people have heard of with, you know, the bigger things. I've been doing like a lot of Dead by Daylight and Phasmophobia because they're kind of staples in the streaming community and I do enjoy them. So kind of a balance of stuff that everybody knows, and if they like hanging out with me enough, maybe introduce them to something that they've never heard of before.
Very nice. I like the weird ones. I love going to the streams that you find a game that you've never heard of, because you may end up finding a game that you really want to play, you really enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Which I see our spec Stud has just popped into to my stream. So how are you doing, Stud?
Odie says, "Oh man, you're making me blush."
Good.
All right, and then our last question before we go into your channel and take a look at your channel is, what are some challenges you've faced as a streamer, and how have you adapted to the changes in the industry to maintain a successful channel?
I don't know. I'm still just kind of keeping this thing held together with duct tape and hope. Yeah, I really don't know how to... Oh, and now Kate is here as well. Yeah, like, I'm kind of just hoping to do my own thing and let the environment adapt around me.
Okay. I like it. I mean, you got a nice stable base of 148 followers, which is, I mean, that's great for somebody who hasn't been streaming for very long.
Yeah, it'll be 1 year next month, beginning of February.
That's fantastic. So we'll go ahead and take a look at your channel now and kind of go through all the things that we got. So we got your clips, your featured clips, which there's not very many featured clips. Is that just by choice or not very many clips to choose from?
I'm getting a follow by Kia. I thought you had already been following me, Kia.
The celebrations on your page.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I just don't think... I don't clip myself very often, and
Gotcha.
I do a lot of highlights. I have a ton of highlights. I think somebody clipped me when I was playing Phasmophobia the other night because it was my first time in after about a month, and a ghost scared the bejesus out of me. So, they know where the button is, and I am not ashamed to be shamed.
Of course. And then some of the games that you play, like you said, were Dead by Daylight, and then we have the recent ones, milk inside of a bag of milk inside of a bag of milk, and then milk outside of a bag of milk outside of a bag of milk.
Uh-huh.
Fallout 76, which I was actually over in your stream for that one.
Yes, you were.
A pretty good one. Bob D? Questionable one.
Yeah, Bob D is a game that was living rent-free in my head for a while because I played it a few months back. It's essentially a game about nothing.
Interesting.
You could also say it is about, I think, like Bulgaria, possibly, but there's a lot of Spanish dialogue and other languages, so it's really hard to pin down. But you're trying to get out of the city of Bobdi, by finding a train ticket. It's a game that you can beat in under 4 minutes, which there is an achievement for on Steam. But it's really, you're just wandering around the city, exploring, trying to find stuff. You can traverse basically anywhere, so...
I think I've actually seen somebody else play that.
It's free on Steam, and I do recommend just going into it because it's fun to just see where you can get.
Right. And then, of course, we have Phasmophobia.
Yes, which we were playing a little bit today.
A big one on your channel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the mainstays. That's one that I'll keep on going to.
I play it once a year, and that's good enough for me.
Once a year. I was playing it with Wisconsin Sam before this all started.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
I've
been told to ask you when you're playing Bloodborne.
Okay, I know who that is.
Potatoes.
Yes, it was Stud.
And actually, I just died again. Somebody else just followed me as well. Thank you for following Feisty Nova, and thank you for checking in Skagspell. I will play Bloodborne. I did tell Stud the other day that I have the D-make of Bloodborne that's on itch that I'll also play at some point. Where somebody made it like a PS1 side-scroller kind of thing. And maybe not side-scroller, but like 16-bit pixels. Thank you for checking in, Knight. Yeah, I'll play it. I have a goal in the back of my head that when we reach that is when I'll do it.
Nice. You got some nice suggested streamers, a few names down here that I do recognize, a couple that I don't, but that's okay.
Yeah, do not remember who I have on there. I did change some of them recently because I think some of the people have stopped streaming.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right, let's go to your About Me section and take a look.
Oh, and
an artist and a gamer.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to answer, I think it was Stud's question at the beginning, that I'm playing a game called Worm Swarm.
Oh, okay.
So, hope that answers your question and doesn't invite more.
No, I'm sure it will. 151 followers now, so 3 gained since the last time I looked at it. Nice.
Yep, some PBS members. Thank you, and thank you for checking in, Trucker Richard.
I'm an artist and a gamer. I primarily want to use this channel to highlight the names of lesser known titles. Here we will delve into the weird and obscure while also having fun with more established games as well. I'm a variety streamer at heart, and it shows. It does show. What?
Stub was trying to be 150.
He's too scared. Yeah, you're right. It's true. I don't like Phasmophobia, and I don't know why people choose to play it
It's
on their own accord.
only getting scarier too. They're going to be releasing a new map at some point. The lighthouse.
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. I appreciate it. So you got a very nice, clean channel, a very good-looking channel. Everything is laid out very nicely. Your schedule, is this a tentative schedule or is it a set in stone schedule?
It is not a set in stone schedule. It used to be, and then I forget that panel is there. I tend to stream like every evening after work, provided I'm not too tired, and then try to do stuff on the weekends in the afternoon. The only day that is typically not a stream day is Friday, because that is when I do like Dungeons and Dragons.
Gotcha. Fantastic.
I will be changing it though, so that I can try to focus more on hobbies as well.
Okay. And of course, we have his video tab on his channel where you can find all his clips and all his recent broadcasts. So if you've missed any and you want to go and check it out, you can go and take a look at Unnamable's past videos. He's live right now. If you want to go and hang out and say hi, go drop him a follow if you haven't already followed.
I'm just trying to get the high score jumping on worms in space, so.
The high score on jumping on worms. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out and letting us get to know you a little better.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Ask Unnamable to be on the what? I'm having a hard time reading that.
To be on the cool kids club.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's what it was. It's like what? Okay, just gonna stop. Okay, again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for hanging out with me and letting me pick your brain for a little bit. I appreciate you.
Yeah, anytime. You know where to find me.
Absolutely. All right, move on to our next person then. And our next up on the list will be Wisconsin Sam.